Hey, good morning, family. How y'all doing today, man? Just want to drop a quick morning gem. All right, I just want to speak on narcissists versus empaths, or vice versa, right? So check this. If you're an empath, right? So let me go ahead and make a disclaimer real quick for the audience. I myself am an empath, right? If you're not familiar with the philosophy of narcissism or empaths, it's like this, right? So empathetic people are very sensitive in the sense of we are feelers, right? We can come into an atmosphere and we can feel the room. We can feel people. We can mirror emotions because why? We can empathize, thus the name empath, with that individual, whether it be joy, sadness, anger, frustration, etc. Now, the caveat to that is narcissistic people, right? They're very dull. They have this God complex. You know what I mean? Where you could be subservient to their needs, their wants, and it's never enough. It's like, imagine eating about 5 pounds of cotton candy. You know, cotton candy is a very, very light type of food, and you're expecting it to be like steak and potatoes, which is very filling. Even to this day, as much as I can eat, I cannot, eat a full steak. It takes me at least 3 days to eat steak. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. But it's very filling. So when you are in a relationship, or you have a person or a family member that's very narcissistic, it is a very arduous, very tough battle. Only God can heal those type of individuals. I know one person. Shout out to Lee Hammock, Mental Illness. He is a self-aware narcissist, and he teaches people the cheat codes. There's other channels like Dr. Romney. She's a certified specialist in the area of human behavior. And there's other people, man, that's blessed my, I would say, past year of just giving us the cheat codes, right? So here's what I want to say to encourage empaths, right? The first thing to help me heal is ownership, right? Own what happened. Focus on yourself. Focus on your healing. Listen, again, I'm speaking from experience. You will lose. If there's anything that I am, I'm trying to be very careful with my wording here, because I don't want to seem like I'm angry or I'm just bitter, which I'm not. If anything, I just, I try to live my life without any regret. But one thing that I wish I did have was the time that I lost. You know what I'm saying? I'll say it like that. There are many areas in which I wish I could, go back and, change, but I can't. That's how life is. Another thing is this that I want to draw some attention to is the efforts. I know had I put the same efforts and energy to someone else that was, I would say, or people that are worthwhile, they would literally appreciate it. But I know what the Bible says that, hell and destruction are not full, so the eyes of man are never satisfied. And that's a very true statement. You can have the best wishes for people. I remember one person, a year or two ago, once I came to the realization that this person was lazy and they didn't have the same mind state that I have for them, then I quit expending energy in that person. Because hey, if you're a grown adult, if you're a grown man or woman, you should know what you want. You should want to have what you want for yourself. It shouldn't be the onus should not be on me as a person to, put my standard upon you. You know what I'm saying? You ought to have enough, I would say, gall within yourself to, this is what I want for my life, and I'm going to bust my tail to get there. You see what I'm saying? But anyways, I digress again. So narcissistic people are very toxic. They don't care. They have an arrested development. Part of that is because they've incurred some type of trauma in their life to where it stalemated their mental growth, their emotional growth, and some type of intellect to where, if someone's really hurt, it's like someone could be dying in the street, right? God forbid, bleeding to death. The narcissist would just sit there and look at them like, well, it's your fault that you're bleeding to death. Instead of, oh, hey, let me reach out and get some help. Oh, hey, let me try this. Let me help save this person. Now, they're so very, very hard to read because there's different levels of narcissists. You have covert, you have the type of narcissist that Amber Heard is, the type of narcissist that Jada Pinkett Smith is. And from my experience, the covert narcissist is a very tough one to figure out because it takes time and with them to learn their strategies and whatnot, and how they literally will make your life a living hell. But it's just very, very subtle ways: financial abuse, emotional abuse, the whole nine. Again, all these individuals have a God complex. They want what they want, however they want it, and they don't care how they're going to get it. And they can care less about how you feel about it. You see what I'm saying? So overall, if they do decide to help a person, it's to make themselves look good. They do very well with events where there's very popular people there. Let's say that, I don't know, that the governor came to an event. If the narcissist is in charge, if they're there, they're going to make sure that they get all the accolades, hair, skin, nails going to be on point. The people could be subpar in their appearance, but as long as the narcissist looks great for the role and they get all the accolades, mind you, they can have all the people helping set up the food and set up the tables and decorate the arena or space that's rented. And then let's say one mistake goes wrong, no matter who's there, the narcissist is gonna go in on the individual that jacked it up. No apologies whatsoever. I've heard in my time that one person said to me that they're not going to apologize because they're going to continue the same behavior. It was a very subtle way that person said it, and once I heard this over time and time again, that's okay, but that's weird because now you want people to apologize to you, but that's just only an enabling behavior, right? So like I said, narcissism is a very, very widespread worldview and perspective, because you have your enablers who know this person's narcissistic, but this narcissist gives this people power to, basically it's something that these individuals, and maybe they're not privy to the behaviors of narcissism. So what happens is the enablers, or quote unquote flying monkeys, empower the narcissist to behave and such. So as an empath, what you have to do is disassociate yourself with the narcissist and the enablers or flying monkeys. One thing that helped me, progress in my journey is to focus on myself, focus on my relationship with God, and therapy. All right, listen, and I'm gonna be very frank here. And growing up black or growing up African American, we don't have a lot of resources. There's a lot of things that happen in our private circles in life in which people medicate their pain by, having a lot of, premarital sex, getting high, getting drunk, just trying to get some type of temporary fix or coping mechanism in order to, conceal their pain. But instead, it just makes it worse. A person that's Caucasian who has, 401k, they can just, hey, I'm stressed out. Let me go to Fiji for 2 weeks and, put my phone in airplane mode. We didn't have it growing up, but now, due to the internet and the power of it, we have, ample amount of resources in which, you can do online counseling. I thank God that my counselor, that person and I, we had a relationship, that goes back to 2016. And the Holy Spirit just, alluded that person to me. And, and again, I don't believe in coincidences. I believe in divine appointments. And so right there on time, the person, reached out to me, and that was that. And so at the end of the day, what happened was, give me 1 second. So at the end of the day, that person, really was a blessing to me, So I thank God for that experience. I truly do. You know what I mean? So, but again, going back to what I was saying, being transparent, owning up to what occurred in the relationship is very important. Okay. So, just to wrap up this video, because I didn't want it to be too long here. Being an empath, the pointers I'll say, or the takeaways from this video, is to love yourself, to forgive yourself, forgive God, because a lot of times, man, when we get angry, we blame God for what he didn't do on us. It's like, pulling God's string and telling him to do that. And that's not how it is. You know what I mean? Especially when people die, get sick. You know, especially if they're in pain on earth, why would you not? And it's easier said than done. Why would you not want them to be in God's presence where there's peace and joy forevermore? There's no pain, there's no medicine, there's no funding that they need in order to buy that medicine to help, you know, make them feel better. They're in the presence of God forever. And so they're good. We just, you know, we as humans, we just have issues with trying to, you know, empathize with these things, or at least understand, you know what I'm saying? So again, as an empath, the best ways you can heal is, again, blocking. The block button is a great button. I have a very small block list on my social media accounts, but I'm only gonna block individuals that I feel like are being spying, or that, you know, because narcissists are creeps. They will, you know, hound you social media all day, just trying to see who you contacting, who you talking to, who you talking with, the whole nine. You know what I mean? They'll do all these things just in order to, you know, keep tabs on you. They'll talk to people who you know, or, you know, who may be a mutual friend, but that friend is mature enough to keep the, you know, the business between you and that person, you know, separate. That's how it should be. That's called being a grown adult. You see what I'm saying? So again, heal for yourself. Go on walks, exercise. I can say for myself that I've been in the best shape of my life this past year. You know, just exercising, studying boxing. I'm not saying I'm the greatest fighter, but, you know, these hands do work. You know what I'm saying? Cooking, dieting, and just the fact that, you know, at the end of the day, man, I just found new things about myself, you know, and to be honest, there's some books that I would love to write, and, you know, in regards to my experience, because I believe that as a single father and as an African-American male, that it's really going to bless me, it's going to help me, it's going to help not only me, but it's going to help other people get to, you know, a point in place in time to where they will value themselves, they'll value their lives, right? And that's another area that the narcissist loves to attack, is your self-worth. It will make you feel subhuman, subpar, less than. And that's not necessarily the case, man. You are the imago Dei of God. You are God's, you are an image bearer. You are worthy. You are loved. The Bible I read in Psalms 137, 14 through 17 says, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You know, God didn't make any mistakes with you when he made you. So who's this narcissistic person who's oppressed by some type of demonic spirit or experience trauma, which if they are old enough to address the trauma and the issues, then why can't they get the help that they so desire and need? You know what I'm saying? It's not up to us to heal people. And that's something that, as an empath, if you are an empath, I would highly encourage you to not do. You can assist people, but only help people that want help. All right, what I mean by that, at the end of the day, there's, again, like I said earlier a minute ago, it's therapy. All right, you can go to therapy, you can go to all these different avenues in order to get help. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that person has to want help. You know, like the old saying that goes, you can't make a horse drink water, even though you can drag it to the pond. If it just stares at it, okay. You know, what's the point of you getting frustrated because it's not drinking? You did your part. And so another part I want to say is know when to disassociate, excuse me, with the person, know when to cut them off, know when to move forward. Hey, I wasted my time and resources, and guess what? Enforce your boundaries. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they don't, especially being empaths, because we're so free-hearted and gentle in spirit and appearance, but there is a you know, an inner thug to us that really don't come out too often. You know what I'm saying? But in certain moments and instances, it comes out. You see what I'm saying? So overall, what I'm saying is this, because I got to wrap up the video. I just got to my destination here. Do the work, study the narcissism, and study what type of empath you are. Because there are different levels of empaths, just like there are different levels of narcissists. And so once you do these things, and these narcissists can be in your work environments, they can be in any kind of circle that you could be affiliated with. And just ask God for discernment. Ask God to show you, okay, you know what, God, what type of person is this that I'm encountering? Once you know what you're dealing with, then you're gonna know how to operate, and you're gonna know how to move effectively without any wasted time, without any gray hairs, without any lost sleep or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's it for today, man. So thank you guys for bearing with me this long. I might do more of these videos and whatnot, but again, just if you need to reach me, I'm on Facebook, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, and I'm on Twitter. It's a very, very small feed or small area for me, as far as Twitter goes, but my major socials are Facebook, Instagram, and I'm on YouTube as well. So thanks guys, you have a blessed day. Peace.